Okay, so why is geography important? This is something I think people don't think about quite enough, to be honest. Geography just means where the school is located. All right. So when I grew up in Denver, Colorado, and it was real cold during the winters, lots of snow days. I snowshoed to school one day that I remember quite well. And when I went to the Northeast, there wasn't that much shock for me. Yeah, it snowed a lot. It was really cold during the winter. Okay, that's what I grew up in. But my friends from Southern California and my friends from Texas and my friends from Florida, they really struggled with that. And that's something that if you know that about yourself, like make sure that you're honoring how you feel, because if winter is a big no-no for you and you're like, I can't stand it, I can't do it, you should take that into account. I don't want it to be the only factor when you're thinking about what schools to apply to, but I do want you to seriously consider it in the same way. If like sweltering burning heat is not your thing, just be aware that like Arizona is entirely made of desert and lots of Texas too. And so when you're looking at those schools, just keep in mind that the weather really does shape the experience you have there. Now, there are other things to think about with geography, and I'm talking like cities, rural, next to mountains, next to ocean, next to another country, in another country. There's all kinds of things to consider when it comes to geography. Do you want to live in a city? That's a totally different experience from being in a college town where the town sort of is around the college and that's like what is there. Or a rural university that's like really out somewhere where you might have to drive a couple hours to get to a suburb or a city. There are lots of those. So just keep in mind when you're looking at schools, like how easy or difficult will it be for me to get home? How easy or difficult will it be for my parents to come visit? So if it's a 6-hour plane ride, those plane tickets can be really expensive. If it's just down the street and you can drive or walk there, that's a totally different experience. And most of my students are like, I want to get away from my parents. I just need to be at least a couple hours away, put a little bit of challenge between them and me. So I can still go home to do laundry if I need to, but far enough away that like we still have to plan it. You know, that's important to think about, because when you're in college, you're gaining this independence from your family. And it's really important that you make sure that you get what you need. And if you need to like go on an adventure and be far away, go do it. If you want to be really close by and you have a family to take care of, or that's part of your life, then that's really important for you to consider. And those are important considerations when it comes to choosing a school. So please honor those things and make sure that you know that those are important to you. And of course, there are other things too, like, is it close to nature? Do you want to be able to go for hikes? Do you want to be able to climb mountains or go surfing? Like some schools have that and some don't. Like, are you interested in the Pacific Northwest where the weather is like a little bit cloudier and rainier? And some of my friends totally love that. Others of my friends, including myself, get a little depressed when it's that cloudy all the time. So just keep that in mind. When you go visit schools, keep in mind that you're probably only there for 1 or 2 days, not the entire year. So don't take that weather as your only data, as your only example of what that's going to be like. But definitely get a feel for like, what's this going to be like to actually live here? Because you're going to be there for 4 years at least. So just keep that in mind and make sure that you're honoring that in your process and talking to your parents or whomever is advising you about it.